He got sick. He was sick. Couldn't go back in. So I didn't sit him this time for not. He was sick.
Just talk about that stretch. You guys were at 78, and then
defensive lapses. Our up front people got screened. We had 3 straight mental lapses. Gave them layups. Got our ass kicked on the glass. We either our guys in there got a rebound. Or got to get different people in there, because we can't. I mean, you can't put yourselves in a situation. This team is not a great rebounding team, but they chased down. I mean, they had almost as many offensive rebounds as we had defensive rebounds. I mean, the amazing thing is how we can even be in the game. We're in the game because we created 25 turnovers, with our defense. But you can't get your butts kicked on the glass like that.
Just talk about, I guess, Gil, the guys need to be reminded that Gil's not all the way back, or they just, you had open shots.
Well, that's what I've been telling you guys, and we went them. We got to try to play him some to get him, and we got in a situation that we thought he could. You always think he's going to make the next one. That's just the way he's been. And I hesitated because Nick made some shots, putting him in. But the thing was, Gil was our one guy that was actually rebounding for us in the second half. He ended up as our second leading rebounder, and he was active as far as getting his hands on a lot of balls. And so he had done as good a job as anybody in that stretch as far as on Wallace. So we kept him, kept him in. They hit. Like I said, we had some mental lapses up front. Diao hits that huge 3. That was a backbreaker at that point.
What does JaVale need to do to kind of stay on the floor?
We talked. JaVale has 5 highlight plays a game. Unfortunately, there's about 200 plays in a game, and he's got to get more substance and style. And in the breakdown, he was involved in a lot of those. And you can't come out of a timeout and not know as far as what you're doing. It puts too much pressure on your other players. So that's the situation with young players. They lose concentration in the heat of the battle, and so those are the things he has to do. And you can't keep on. You don't reward people that make mistakes. I'm just not going to do that. Because if you do that, then young players won't get better. They're going to think if you accept mediocrity, then the best you're going to ever get is becoming mediocre. And we're not going to accept mediocrity. We want our guys to perform as far as at a high level. Even with Gil, from his standpoint, he stayed in there not because of the other things he did. He's missing shots, but I can live with guys missing shots. It's the mental approach to the game that that realistically you shouldn't have any slippage in that area.
Hey, Coach, there's a controversial blocking call at the end of the game on Yee.
Yeah, it was a terrible call.
You think that took some life out of the team at all?
Yeah, I mean it's instead of it being going the other way, now ends up being it's a 8-point game, and there's a difference when it's 2 minutes to go and it's 6, than it is as far as being an 8.
Keep talking about Yee. He has 10 blocks over the past 2 games.
Yeah.
Talk about his defense off the bench.
He's been really good. The only thing he didn't do tonight again, rebound. Yee and JaVale combined. I know they played damn near 40-some minutes combined for 5 rebounds. Which when those guys are playing those spots, they got to get more. And just puts too much pressure on the rest of our team. But he's done a very good job. He's been more aggressive. He's going to the glass. He didn't come up with some of it, but he's been aggressive as far as trying to to protect the rim. So like I said, he's done pretty well in that area.
Does that put pressure on Dre?
That puts pressure on everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, Dre had I think 6 rebounds the first half. I know we didn't have a couple of second half. So I mean, we didn't get very many boards. That's what like I said. That's the amazing thing. It's 78-78. And we've gotten our butts kicked on the glass, but it's because we've created a lot of, turnover situations. So if we can become better rebounding, continue to get turnovers, we're going to get that many more possessions in a game.
What are your thoughts on Kirk play tonight?
I thought he played great tonight. He did a heck of a job on Jackson. Jackson scored some late. A couple of them even weren't on him, but he was in Jack's, right in his grill the whole time. Had 8 assists, made some big shots. He played great. I thought he probably had the best game of anybody we had on the floor tonight.
Coach, it sounds like you may be shaking.
I don't. I mean, we're not going to go major shake it, but we're going to give. We continue. We got to give guys opportunities. Whether it's Book or whether we use Hilton some tonight, but we've got to rebound the ball. It's just we talked about it. I said going into training camp, that was a concern. We've worked on it. We continue to work on it, but we continue to get bullied around. As far as inside, and we've just got to continue to work to get tougher. And that's the thing that's frustrating with young players. And it hurt us tonight. Al's been maybe one of our better rebounders. And so, Al, he didn't. I mean, you can see he didn't have the same pop he's had the last few games. And so, he tried to give it a go, and we kept him out there as long as we could. And when it came out, he just, didn't feel it.
Did you guys want to run more of a half-court offense today with John?
What's that?
Did you want to run more of a half-court offense today instead of a fast break?
We want to get on the break, but when you can't get a rebound, you got to realize we only got 12. How many defensive rebounds? 17. So there's only you're only talking about 8 and 9 fast break opportunities at all off a rebound. So it's tough to do that.
Between the performance of the interior night and the back-to-back,
Yeah.
Chicago and one is it possible we're going to see Hilton get more playing?
Yeah, we'll have to play more people, whether it's Hilton, whether we play Kaveen a little bit, or we're going to have to play some more people. And we're going to have to get some, Nick's going to have to play more because, Kirk played, the whole second half, And, John logged a lot of minutes, and Gil logged a lot. And this is the first time, Gil's coming off a back-to-back, in a year. So, so we're going to have to play more people tomorrow. And Chicago's playing good. They beat up on Golden State by 30, and they're sitting home licking their chops right now waiting for us.